Hello everyone. I just want to give you some clarity in today's session about offering and why most software development companies fail. Because I think after running over 200 sales calls, and I think that's around, if I'm not wrong, over 300 episodes on our podcast with just software development companies, we came up with the idea is that most companies in this sector, they have no idea what problems do they really solve. Like majority of them are doing like, yeah, we provide anything to anyone, we like to work with any industry, doesn't matter, startups, medium size enterprise, doesn't matter, we want to help, or at least where it's a gap of digital transformation or digitalization, we are going to help them. This is great but wrong, like 80% is wrong to be honest. And in today's session, I'm going to walk you through exactly on the steps and how you can overcome this problem. And by the end, you will be able to attract customers that you would like to have, projects over $100,000, and overall more relationship-based approach where people can find you, and also you can keep in touch with them for a long period of time with them. So in the first, what we saw is that most companies, when they are doing their acquisition system, they tried maybe email or LinkedIn or something. And if you are the person that you think that I tried everything, nothing works, is because there are two problems. It's not about the channel, it's about the structure that you have, the foundation. In the first part is that you are not specific if you have this problem. So you need to be specific in one industry, in one sector. Because just for giving you an example, we are working with a customer. He is targeting restaurants. And he wanted to solve the problem by saving commissions from third parties delivery apps. But even if you want to target restaurants, you need to be specific in one sub-niche in the restaurants, because there can be restaurants that you are just eat, you just don't have delivery. You eat in the restaurant, they don't have delivery apps, which means you target the wrong person. You want to solve a problem to someone that they don't even have the problem. So be specific in one sub-niche from the whole industry. For an example, fintech. In fintech, there can be buy now, pay later. There can be regtech, regulatory compliance, or regulatory technology. There can be buy now, pay later, neobank, digital payments, a lot. Every single sector in this whole industry, there are different problems. And by the way, as well in the restaurants, there can be fast casual, there can be QSR, there can be catering, there can be a lot of sub niches out there. So pick just one. Look or take a look at the customers that you have and see exactly what you have. And that's the reason as well you don't have an offer. An offer is not like we provide software development, web development, we provide this dashboard. This is not an offer. This is what you are going to deliver to the client to get the outcome, or at least to get the project done. This is not an offer. So I'm going to walk you through on this part. These are two mistakes that most companies are doing, as I mentioned, targeting anyone and provide anything to anyone. That's so wrong. You don't have actually a business that solve a problem. Every single business solve a problem. You need to know that specific problem, because if not, and you need to wait for a call to guess a problem that the client have, you don't know exactly your foundation of your strategy or go to the market or overall your acquisition process overall. So you don't know who you should talk with, which means you don't know which is qualified and not qualified. You have no idea, because a qualified lead doesn't mean that they need to, I don't know, be interested in your services. This is not qualification. This is interest level. So the reality is that most companies, development firms are two technical guys, and they can create any solution, which is great. You can deliver a great project, a great solution, but the idea is that people don't even know. So if you don't solve these two problems, who you target and what you offer, you will end up in the same place where you can be compared on the prices with cheap markets, and everyone actually have the same positioning in this sector. Like everyone, every single guy that I talk with, we specialize in software, we specialize in AI, we specialize in web and mobile development, whatever. People don't care. Just being straight to the point, people don't care. People care about seeing a transformation. What will be an end outcome result by you implementing your solution, your strategy? Because take a look at the market, everyone said the same process. We provide custom software solutions for any customer need. We solve any problem to our customers. We solve any problem the client have, or digitalize everything that they have, or doing operational efficiency, making their operational or processes better, or legacy tech stack, or whatever. Everyone sells the same thing. There is not any positioning. And even, let's say, if you are going to have some meetings with your ICP, let's say, with some industries, some customers, you will still not bring them as a client, because you will be compared on price, because there is not any positioning. The problem is that you don't have any offer, no outcomes to provide, and no transformation. These are three of the reasons that is going to happen. And the worst case scenario, well, you are going to lose a great opportunities with customers that have the budget, they want to digitalize everything, but they don't understand what problem you solve. That's so specific. So how we can shift from anyone to anything into specific, like a sniper, like that sniper where you just boom, one hit on exactly the pain point that you know. So it's up to you now. You can skip the video and just draw 25 down or using this approach. So these are some of the beneficial part if you are using this part, is that you have more clarity about the problems you are going to solve. You are going to be a leader in one industry, and also you are going to have huge projects, like not just 100K, but because you build relationship and you also have clarity what you are selling and you become an industry leader, a project from 100K can go up to 1 million, 2 million, 3 million over the years. You will have a differentiation which is going to be your positioning. It's not about your solution, it's your mechanism, your unique mechanism and how it works. And you can get meetings and leads, not just waiting for hope solutions like referrals or networking. Here is how it works. So most companies are skipping this step because I know there is a lot of noise with the AI, but this is the boring step, but also the most important part, which 90% of the businesses are doing this wrong. It's called a go to the market. And this is where most dev shops are failing, and also they are blaming agencies because not delivering results. But no one talk about the go to the market. So most companies skip these steps because this is so important, but they prefer to skip. Because the idea is we live in a market where the expectations are so huge because of the AI, and everyone trying to lie others because of the expectation they want to bring results in 1 week, in 2 weeks, in whatever. The go-to-the-market strategy can take months, if not years, for some businesses. Imagine there are investors that are spending money with SaaS companies, for example, in pre-seed to validate their ICP, their value proposition. There's a marketing strategy. They go to the market. They spend 100K, for example, for this phase. So you want this one to be done in 1 week? Make no sense, right? So people are looking for transformation. Every single industry that you want to target, everyone is looking for transformation. They want something in exchange, and no one is going to pay over 100K for a dashboard or for a future, for a specific solution. They just want to see an outcome. Either is going to be adding more money, or saving time. So don't skip this one, because if you skip this one, that's the reason you don't have leads, you don't have meetings, you don't have customers from cold outreach or other channels as well, because it's so important to work on this part. Like in my experience, I'm working on this sector of over 2 years. When I have onboarding calls with my clients, they have no idea what they are selling. They are just guessing. Like, yeah, we can target recruitment. Okay, what type of recruitment agencies? What problem we should focus on? Because if you don't understand the problem you are trying to solve, you will not attract the guys or the audience that have the problem, and you don't know what questions to ask based on the problem to see if they are qualified for the problem, for your offer. Even if it's hard to say no maybe to other projects, it's better to say yes to this, because you are going to have, my opinion, and based on the clients that we have, it's better to have 3 customers that are paying 1 million over the next 2 years, for example, rather than, I don't know, having 10 customers at 60K per project. Make no sense, right? So if you skip this step, you will have no idea what to solve. Every meetings that you are going to have feels like a new offer, a new sales process, and you just guess what the problem can be for the client. You don't show your expertise and your differentiation part. There is no relevancy within the market, and people are going to skip because you don't understand their market, their situation. It's not enough just to understand the problem. Like, Understanding the problem is easy. You can go on ChatGPT, you can ask even the client in the meeting, but it's also so important to understand what they tried before. What were their solution that they tried, tools they are using now at the moment, what they wanted to implement or something. That's so important to go deep in this, but I will make another call for this sector. Also, your solution is going to be different every single time because you have no clarity, so you don't productize your offer. That's so important. My opinion is that you need to productize the offer, but just in a way to understand the problem that you solve. Not like you can customize offers or solutions in the sales calls, but because you can increase conversion rate with 100%. But the idea is if you don't have clarity about the problem that you want to solve, you don't know what to talk with the audience, you don't know who you should target, right? And you end up in meetings where people are complaining about problems you can solve, like marketing, for example. You'll have no offer and no idea who you should target. So what you should do, these are the steps, the 4 steps that we clarify exactly based on our experience. So in the first, as I mentioned, pick one industry, not restaurants, restaurant chains, which means we target restaurant chains like QSR and fast casual that have 10 to 100 locations, for example. Not less, not more than that, right? After that, do your market research. Understand what these guys are facing. What are the problems? For example, maybe it's hard for them to maintain consistency across locations. Great. Now ask the follow-up question. Why is that? Because of this problem, because of this. Why is this? Because of this problem, on this problem, and this problem. So you want to dig down into the problem. It's like an iceberg. You need to understand the deep level of the problem, not just the problem that everyone can see, even ChatGPT, right? You need to dig down to understand exactly the client, why they have that problem, what they tried. So what was the options they tried before and didn't work so much. Also understand bad experiences that they had before, why they had, with what they tried. Competitors, maybe they tried, I don't know, in this case with restaurants, maybe you want to build an app, but they tried, for example, POS like Toast or Square. Make no sense like if you don't understand those. You'll be compared on price. I can pay a subscription to Toast, to a POS, and boom, I can have a dashboard to every single location to see the cost or labor, foods, whatever. If you pitch the same problem but you don't sell the outcome that they want to have, you are going to be compared on the price. So based on everything that we cover, for example, in the industry, in the market research, and exactly the experiences that they had before, competitors and options, we can understand exactly how to build a value proposition like this one. We help restaurant chains, for example, that are paying commissions to third parties delivery apps. So because I know I want to solve this problem, then I'm going to scrape all the leads that are listed on third parties, right? Because they are listed there, they can fill the problem. Now makes sense, the offer and the solution and the targeting, right? It makes no sense to target someone that is not on third party. So it's so specific, right? But not wanted to abandon, for example, those platforms completely. So the idea in the market research is that they don't want to delete or cancel their third parties. They want to be still there. So they don't want to, yeah, I'm going to build an app and I'm going to delete these platforms because it's going to help them for visibility based on the market research we've made. So it's so important to put this one because if not, people are going to think about creating a mobile application. So we change from mobile application to moving the traffic from third parties to their own channels. So we can cut, if you are paying 30% commissions, now you can pay 15, not 30. So you cut this in half. Now you can target restaurants that are listed on third parties, or at least they have POS integrated. Like for example, hey, I saw you are using POS, this Adora or this Toast POS, which means you are looking to skip commissions from third parties because that's the reason why they have that one, right? So this is why it's so important to make this one to work, the research market. In order to understand the research market and also getting the leads, you need to create a relationship-based approach, not just doing cold email where you spam other people. So do this instead. So run interviews with your customers that you already have, your partners. Ask them why they buy from you, what solution you bring to them, what problem did you solve, why they have the problem, why they choose you. All of these type of questions is going to help you a lot. If you can get some video case studies, is even better than that. After that, you can run as well interviews with a cold audience. Like you can invite people to join into an interview where you can share with them a white paper or insights within the market from other guests that you had. You can do a podcast with your ICP. This one works the most. Like we got over 10 meetings per week with this method. Create a white paper, and also you can make roundtables or webinars or whatever with more leaders in one sector. Invite them in one Zoom channel or Google Meet and just talk with them, share ideas, see what problems they have, where they see the market, what are the things that they are facing. And you can, after that, have great relationship with them and just solving the problems. It's all based on relationship. For example, as I mentioned, in one industry, in fintech, there can be two sub niches right here. They have different problems. It's not the same. It's not the same with digital payments, right? So it's so different. These are some of the examples. If you ask customers into a discovery call, if you productize the offer, this is going to be a bad example without an offer. When you are just looking to see what problems do they have, you are still thinking in a way to see what is the scope of the project. For cold audience, they are not looking for a project, they are looking for a solution. They don't care about the project. They care about the solution to be solved. That's it. Doing a project, it's up to you, right? It's your unique mechanism, it's your solution. It's not their interest. Their interest is to solve the problem, right? And solving the problem with something that they haven't tried before. That's so important. Or if they tried, you need to make them to understand why they tried and what they tried didn't work. These are some of the examples, like what are your problems? Are you implementing any tech? What is your tech stack? What is your operational process? Are you doing manual? What documents do you have? Are you doing this manual? You try to justify that you can solve a problem. You don't even understand the problems. This is so different. It's so different. So this is going to be a good example. If we know that we need to solve this problem with third parties, we are going to ask them, what is your online ordering system? How many orders do you have per month for each location? So you can calculate to see how much money they are losing. How much is your commission? Or what is the percentage of your sales? Like from 100%, how many of them are coming from third parties without offline orders or other channels they are using? Maybe from third parties, they had like 60% of the orders. Good, so out of 60% of this amount of orders they have on monthly basis for all the locations means they are paying this amount of money, so they can reduce that, make it more profit for them. So you can solve the problem and you can show an ROI, a transformation. That's a difference. You ask questions by the offer, not guessing the problem. After that, you need to create your unique mechanism. That's so important. You need to understand where that company is, the current state, what is the dream outcome, even if it's not reliable with what you provide. Like for example, maybe their current state is they have 10 restaurants. They want to scale to 30 for the next year. Great. Now we are going to create a roadmap in order to go from where they are and where they want to be. That's so important. And what is your unique mechanism? That's so important because you need to outline exactly the steps that are going to make them to go from point A to point B. So you need to understand exactly problem they have, what they tried, what they are doing now, what works, what didn't work, impact of their business, and what tools or method they are using. So that's so important, the unique mechanism. This is where you are selling. This is where your sales proposal is making the huge valuable asset for them and for you. These are other assets that you can implement. These are the type of results we have. For example, after doing this one, some people asking us exactly how we can solve and how we can help. These are the feedback from after meetings that our partners were doing, so you can have a better perspective on this, and also how you can book meetings. So thank you so much for watching this video. In case you want to find out more details and more information about the process, check below in the description and you can book a call with me. Thank you so much. I appreciate the time.